What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? It's your guy Q, the movie collector, here again, back with another 4K video review for you. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about a release that a lot of horror fans have waited for years. I mean, literally for years to come to 4K. Hi Trey, you come to get in the video, buddy. Anyways, but yeah, we're gonna talk about forget it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. I think that's 2003. Is it 2003? 2000. Yep, 2003. I was right. This has been a release a lot of horror fans have been waiting for, including myself, have been waiting for a very long time to come to the format. I can honestly say that I've never owned the Blu-ray. That's going to play a role in the transfer discussion later on in the video. I've never owned the Blu-ray. I've only owned the DVD. And I've actually had two iterations in my old collections of the DVD. There was the DVD where it just had like a silhouette of the mask on the front. And then the other one that I owned was the front cover where it had Leatherface in red and a black background on it. I can remember when this movie came out when I was in high school. And I remember when the trailer first dropped for this, the rave that this movie had about it. And here's the thing most people tend to forget about this release. This release was super important, not because that it was a remake or a reimagining film, but this kickstarted the remakes of the 2000s. This single-handedly kickstarted that. The success of this movie kickstarted a lot of horror remakes. There's one in particular that we desperately need to have a 4K appearance, and that's the remake of The Hitcher. I'll keep preaching that for as long as I can until it finally happens, damn it. But anyway, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. This was done by Michael Bay's company. I think it's his company, Platinum Dunes. And I remember when that trailer dropped for this, and it had Michael Bay's name attached to it. I don't know how a lot of people felt at the time. I know for me, I was really shocked to see his name attached to a horror film, an iconic horror franchise. It got me excited because, Michael Bay is all about explosions and action cinematography that looked great. So I was really excited to check this out back in the day. And this movie, I mean, I don't know too much about the cast, but there's like two names that stick out. You got Jessica Biel, you got Mike Vogel, and you got R. Lee Ermey. I mean, you've got a cast in this movie. And the movie, even though it's a remake, they start you off with like vintage footage from 1970 something, and you want to find out what happens. So this is actually the Witt family. They call them the Witt family. It's not like the original family from the original movie. So things are a little different, but still it's done in a very unique way where this remake is all in its own little category. But it follows basically, it still has somewhat of a same premise as the original, just things are a little different. You got Jessica Biel and her friends, they're traveling to go to a concert. They end up seeing a hitchhiker of a woman on the side. They almost hit her, and they pull over. She gets in the car, and she starts panicking. And then next thing you know, yeah, she dies. And so then that's a wake up call. So then they're trying to figure out, how they could get her out of the car, get in contact with the sheriff, and yada yada. And so they end up stumbling upon a house. Hell breaks loose. And the one thing that I want to say to the people that don't like this version of Leatherface, I thought this version of Leatherface is one of the best. Now, does it beat Gunnar Hansen's Leatherface? No. Hell no. not even close. But it's good. This Leatherface is about as good as it gets. This is my second favorite Leatherface. I don't care what anyone says. You can't change my opinion. But yeah, all hell breaks loose. And you know me, I'm not gonna spoil this movie for you. That's not my style. A lot of people don't care how old a movie is. They're gonna spoil it for you, but not on this channel. So I will go to say to those that have never seen this film, watch it. Stream it. I don't care. Grab this movie. This is a great, fantastic remake. This is, in my opinion, this is probably my favorite horror remake. I'll go as far as to say that. This is my favorite horror remake. But yeah, so Arrow put this out. You guys take a look there. That's a very unique front cover there of artwork there. And that is actually artwork of the film there. And if you guys want to pause it there for the special features, there's a long list of stuff here that Arrow threw on this. And again, this is another one in collaboration with Warner Brothers that they've done, which Arrow's been in bed with Warner Brothers for well over a year now. But as you see, I've already reversed the cover art. This is the art that was on that DVD that I was just talking about. This is the art I remember. Me personally, I would have loved the red Leatherface on the front, but you know me, I don't really care about cover art. That's just, yeah, that's another battle for another day, people. But they give you miniature booklet, as you guys can see here, miniature booklet. And I didn't even notice this on the back. There's that too. Shows that too. They also give you a poster, which I am not fencing to pull out and show you guys what was on the card. Oh yeah, Red Sonja. It's coming, people. We need this. I need this to go alongside of Conan. But yeah, you get it's everything's all on one disc there, as you guys can see there. So they cram all of that stuff on this disc, which is just amazing that they were able to do that. So let's talk about the special features. So you get a brand new audio commentary with Dread Central co-founder Steve Uncle Creepy Barton and co-host of the Spooky Picture Show podcast, Chris McGibbon. An archival audio commentary with director Marcus Nispel, producer Michael Bay, executive producers Brad Fuller and Andrew Form, and New Line Cinema founder Robert Shea. Archival audio commentary with Marcus Nispel, director of photography Daniel Pearl, production designer Greg Blair, art director Scott Gallagher, sound supervisor Trevor Jolly, and composer Steve Jablonski. There's a lot of audio commentaries in here, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm probably not gonna watch it with those commentaries. I just don't care for them, people. I'm sorry. But you get a lot of new stuff in here. So you get segment called Reimagining a Classic, a brand new interview with director Marcus Nispel. That was such a good insight on it. If you guys have purchased the Friday the 13th remake that Arrow put out a few months back, Marcus Nispel, was it a few months back or was it last year? I can't remember. But Marcus Nispel, he goes into deep detail of how he wanted to make this version of this film. You know, Marcus Nispel come from a background of shooting music videos and things of that nature. So he brought that little flash of photography and videography to the big screen. And he had watched the original. He did his homework. But he hated the fact of this movie being labeled as a remake. He wanted to be his own version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I can respect the hell out of. So he goes into deep detail about it, you know, the filming process, you know, a lot of great detail about this film that I didn't know already. And then you also get Shadows of Yesteryear, a brand new interview with cinematographer Daniel Pearl. I didn't watch that one, but I'm going to go back and watch it. You also get The Lost Leatherface, a brand new interview with actor Brett Wagner. That that one was really cool. That one was really cool. Even though he doesn't portray Leatherface through the whole movie, I think the only scene where he portrays Leatherface in is at the very beginning where he drags dude into the room or whatnot. And he goes in detail about how he got injured during that. And he goes into detail about his audition for the film. Made me love and respect him even more after watching this because he just went for the role. He was already a fan of Leatherface to begin with. He knew about Gunnar Hansen portraying the original Leatherface, and he wanted to do the character justice since they were filming this movie in his neck of the woods. He went and auditioned, and he got the call. But unfortunately for him, he got injured while filming the film, and they had to find someone else to portray his Leatherface through the remainder of the film. But it was really nice to get his insight on his involvement with it. And he even goes on to say he never acknowledged the fact that he played Leatherface in the first few moments of this film because he never felt like that was his role because of how he was already taken out of it. But he goes on to say how people have brought him up in discussions and talked about things of that nature. And so he honors the chance to actually, be in Leatherface. But other than that, let's see, there's Masks and Massacres, a brand new interview with makeup effects artist Scott Stoddard, Chainsaw Symphony, a brand new interview with composer Steve Jablonsky. And then you've got all the endless documentaries that were on the original DVD release. They pack all of that stuff in here, the behind the scenes, the featurettes, the cast interviews, everything that's legacy of this movie is in this film. So that right there, that's why I would say this is well worthy of a pickup of a film if you're a fan of the remake. I'm a huge fan of this. It's like I said, it's my favorite horror remake probably of all time. But enough of my rambling and reading off the back of this. What do we think of the transfer? Well, here's what I think of the transfer. And I say this with the utmost respect to anyone that's been reviewing this film. Is it a great transfer? Hell, yes, it's a great freaking transfer. It's fantastic. It's honestly very, very fantastic. Now, will I go as far as to call this transfer of the year? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say a very hard no. And my reason for that is this. It's just August. It's just August, people. We got 4 more months left in the year. A lot of great upcoming releases that's coming that we haven't seen yet. I'm personally banking on the Nightmare on Elm Street set blowing us away. That's just my personal opinion. I'm banking on that. But was this transfer amazing? Yes, it was. To me, it was. I can only speak for myself, and I'll explain why. I've only seen the DVD of this. I didn't purchase the Blu-ray. I've never owned the Blu-ray. I've never seen it. This is me coming from my eyes viewing or remember viewing the DVD and watching this. I actually watched it illegally when it first came out back in the LimeWire and Morpheus days. That's how I first watched it. Shout out to my best friend Cody. But that's how I first watched it. But this is the best I've ever seen the movie look. Period. Now, I have seen screen grabs from the Blu-ray in comparison to this. The Blu-ray hangs. It definitely hangs. It's not terrible. It's absolutely not terrible. But I would go as to say this. If you're a hardcore fan of this movie, you're buying this. You're buying this hands down. You got a 4K player. You got a 4K television that's more than capable of producing a great picture quality. You're buying this movie. Period. You're going to buy it regardless. The highlights the shadow detail, the uptick in the quality. It looked damn good. It looked really damn good. But again, like I've stated before, this isn't transfer of the year. Now, I will say this much. It's in my top 10. It's in my top 10 so far this year. I'll go far as to say that. But yeah, that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Arrow Video. Great job, Arrow. I'm so happy to have this in my collection because there's so many memories attached to me watching this film. And again, I was already happy that I owned the 4K of the original from Second Sight, and I also own the 4K from Dark Sky. But this is the icing on the cake. Having part 2 was nice too. This is the icing on the cake. This is what I grew up with. This came out during my time. So really great, spectacular release. But anywho, that does it for the review today. And if you guys enjoyed the review, as always, chime in the comments below. I want to hear those. I want to hear y'all's stories of where you were when this movie came out. I want to hear all of that. Let me know. Let me know what your experience was with the film. And also, to all those people who are not subscribers, make sure you subscribe. Please subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to keep trying to churn them out. Get back on track, if you will. But again, as always, I appreciate and love each and every last one of you guys. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.